Okay, here is a super simplified lap by lap analysis of my fast lap at PittRace this past weekend and my friend Matt's fast lap at PittRace this past weekend. Couple things to note: this is going to be a super simple analysis just using GPS speed from our lap timer. We're missing several other key data points that would probably factor into an analysis like this. I am neither a driving coach or really that good of a driver anyway, but this is my basic analysis to try and see the difference between my buddy's best lap and my best lap. So in the bottom left here, you can see the layout for PittRace. Really fun track to drive. You've got sections where you really got to carry a lot of speed and momentum. You've got a lot of elevation changes. You've got a real technical S's section going back uphill again through a very high speed kink into a strong braking zone, and then a very slow but challenging uphill sharp turn to come back around to that start finish straight. So my best time on Saturday was a 2:08.2. Matt's best time was a 2:09.8. So his lap is plotted here in the red line. My lap is plotted on the green line. This first graph up top here, it shows our GPS speed in miles per hour plotted over distance. And then the second graph here is a time comparison. So the red line is going to be our constant lap time, that's Matt. And then the green one shows you where along this lap, where I might have been slower here in the beginning, right here where I was actually slower, and where that changed to me having that little over a second faster lap. So let's start right at the beginning of the lap. Matt actually comes into this lap going 2 miles an hour faster than me. The way that this first lap works is you're kind of flying down that straight and you've got to make this left-hand turn. You can't see it really, it's kind of blind, and you kind of just have to carry as much speed through it as you can. Get on the gas as early as you can to set up for another long straight. And that's what we see here. Although I carry more speed through that turn, what you can see here is Matt is actually back on the gas well ahead of me. So right here's where Matt gets back on the gas. Even though he is going 7 miles an hour slower, he's back on the gas before me. And you can see we cross over here and he is quickly going much faster than I am coming down this second straightaway. I think another big factor here is Matt typically downshifts into fourth gear for this turn, this first turn, where I leave it in fifth. My thought was I would leave it in fifth, try and carry more momentum, but clearly Matt's strategy is much more effective. And you can see this is immediately where his lap becomes faster than my laps. And that kind of carries on through pretty much the first half of the lap. So just that bit right there, I think him getting back on the gas sooner in turn one and downshifting to fourth gets him this advantage right here. So coming down the hill into the 3-4, we call it a corkscrew bit right here. We're pretty close. I'm carrying maybe a couple miles an hour faster than him through that, but we're pretty close going through there. I wouldn't say that's crazy different. And you can see as we kind of come in here, it's just about neck and neck. Again, maybe I'm carrying just a little bit more speed going through a turn, but we're pretty much neck and neck at this point. So the real difference, again, is Matt getting on that gas earlier and downshifting into fourth to get that better drive. So things start to change ever so slightly. Again, we're through the first slow turn coming into the S's. And this was a turn that I felt pretty confident at. I think this is, I don't remember the turn number, but it's right before, right as you enter into that technical S's section. I was feeling good to carry a lot of speed going into that. And you can see I'm carrying that speed about 3 miles an hour faster and much later into it to begin those S turns. I was feeling pretty good, especially on Saturday with our downforce going through this technical section. And you can see I start to gain some time on Matt through the S's. Again, just carrying couple miles an hour faster through that section over there. The next bit is where I felt really confident on the course, and that is coming out of the S's, going into turn 15, where you're basically done that technical section and you're trying to carry as much speed as you can up a hill through a blind turn and then into the kink and long back straightaway. So you can see here, Matt's slowing down quite a bit going into this turn 15, I think it was. We've got almost a 10 mile an hour, an 11 mile an hour difference at that point. I'm carrying that speed through that turn, up that hill. And again, basically from here on out, I am foot flat to the floor until we get to this slowdown part at turn 17. So I'm flat foot to the floor, trying to get everything I can out of that car, going through that section around the blind turn. You can see Matt lets off just a little bit coming over that hill into the blind turn. And that's giving me, again, going through the fastest part of the track, just, you know, another couple mile an hour difference, again, going through there. And at that point, that every mile an hour definitely counts. So we're coming through that very fast section, through that kink. And this is probably where, again, I've got a big difference here. This is the braking zone into 17, hardest braking zone on the track. You can see right about here, Matt lets off the gas a little bit, but doesn't start his hard braking until here. So that is, let's look at our position here and there. So yeah, good bit of time coming in where, as you can see on the green graph, I'm carrying that speed all the way through there. And then it's right off the gas and into that hard braking zone, getting down to pretty much the same speed going through the turn 17, but I'm carrying that 100 mile an hour plus speed just that much farther into it. And you can see, let's see, I'm about a second faster up until that point, and then after that turn, I'm a second and a half. So I get half a second on him just in this one braking zone. And then again, we are carrying that speed. And this is one of those turns too, where the more speed you can carry through turn 17, the better you are set up for another long straightaway. So this maybe 2 mile an hour difference here, again, just keeps adding on. As you see, we go all the way up to 1.6 seconds difference. So quick analysis, it looks like Matt's got me in the first half of the lap. So I wish we were looking at this in real time. I could have made a quick adjustment, did that downshift, get on the gas earlier through turn 1. Because let's see, coming through there at most, he's got time difference of half a second. So had I done that, maybe I could have put 2 seconds into him on this lap. So it's carrying that speed, getting back on the gas, downshifting to 4th to get that power band. We're pretty much the same going through the rest of the lap. Maybe he could see this and say, hey, I can carry 2 miles an hour faster through a lot of these turns. And then this braking zone back here for 17 and going uphill, carrying that speed into 15 would be the difference makers on this lap. But that's about it. I mean, that's the information using the data that we've got available. Again, really not that sophisticated based on just GPS speed alone. But this is helpful for both of us. We can take this and hopefully put together faster laps of our own. Thanks for watching.